You know that sinking feeling, the burnout, that gnawing frustration when nothing seems clear, when every decision feels like a risk falling into the abyss. You run family offices that carry legacies, billions in trust and sweat, and yet behind the polished numbers, the glittering reports, the endless meetings, there's chaos, hidden agendas, misaligned incentives. You're drowning in silence, in shadow games you don't have time for. Financial leadership used to be about discreet control, about guarding secrets, about holding power close. But that old game is breaking down in front of your eyes. How many times have you lost sleep over one restless question? Who really owns your truth? Who is making decisions in the dark? When you can't see the engine running, how do you steer? Here's the brutal truth. Operational opacity, the fog around decision-making, is not just inconvenient. It's toxic. It corrupts trust. It fractures leadership. It sabotages the very wealth you strive to grow and protect. Behind every wallet lies a whisper of doubt, an echo of suspicion, and without transparency, that doubt becomes poison. Maybe you think total transparency means exposing your battles, your failures, your weaknesses, that you'll be vulnerable, at risk, exposed to competitors and doubters. But what if hiding behind walls only feeds darkness? What if the real strength, the real power, lies in ripping off the blindfold and seeing it all? The good, the bad, the messy truth. Listen close. Because here's what stops leaders dead in their tracks. Opacity breeds disconnect. It turns founders into isolated islands, investors into whispering crowds, and professionals into cogs hiding their real challenges. When information is locked away, when reports are sugar-coated, when no one truly understands the whole picture, you lose the thing that's harder to build than any portfolio. Trust. Trust within your family office, between stakeholders, across generations. But the world has shifted. The new game demands ruthless clarity, and without that, your empire is a house of cards waiting for the slightest breeze of crisis. Operational transparency is no longer a nice-to-have, it's a weapon, a non-negotiable survival strategy. Not just showing numbers, but exposing processes, decisions, failures, even conflicts. Because when you do this right, something magical happens. The power dynamic changes. Control doesn't weaken, it strengthens. Leadership becomes a shared force, not a lonely throne. It ignites alignment, unleashes innovation, and slices through the paralysis that keeps wealth stagnant. Here's what must be done. First, stop hiding behind ink-black dashboards filled with endless charts no one understands. Tear them down. Replace them with real-time, clear, contextual insight. Every member of your family office, every investor, every advisor must see not just what's done, but how and why it's done. Use systems that aren't just reporting tools, but live ecosystems, where every transaction, every decision is logged, questioned, and understood. No smoke, no mirrors. Second, ignite brutal honesty and communication. This isn't about polite updates or canned presentations. It's about creating a culture where difficult truths don't provoke blame, but spark solutions. Make it normal to surface risks early, to debate assumptions openly, to challenge decisions without fear. The moment you let discomfort rule, you lose control. But when you embrace discomfort as fuel for clarity, you drive resilience. Your family office stops reacting and starts evolving. Third, embed accountability like it's oxygen. When transparency shines a light, the next step is clear responsibility. Assign clear owners for every process and every outcome. Not just titles, but real skin in the game. No more vague teams or departments. Pinpoint who answers for what and demand regular check-ins. Not to create bureaucracy, but to build muscle memory. Leaders who don't just report results, but take command of them relentlessly. Fourth, invest in technology that doesn't just automate, but integrates. Make your systems talk to each other across silos. Centralize data so everyone has the same version of truth. Use machine learning to flag anomalies, inconsistencies, risks before they explode. This is not some pie-in-the-sky fantasy. It's the battlefield today. Your family office is only as strong as its weakest link in the flow of information. Strengthen that link or prepare to lose more than money. Now, here's the part many avoid. Transparency can expose systemic issues in your family office's DNA. Legacy structures, outdated mindsets, internal conflicts. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. But here's the secret weapon. Facing these demons head on is the only path to real transformation. Leaders who lean into transparency don't just uncover problems, they spark reinvention. They build family offices that are adaptive, agile, and future-proof. Not stuck in the past, but boldly steering the next chapter. And don't fool yourself. This isn't charity or idealism. Transparency fuels strategic advantage. When investors see clear operations, they invest boldly. When founders align through truth, they build unbreakable trust bridges. When professionals work knowing every decision lives in light, commitment soars. This is how wealth leadership transcends traditional boundaries, shifting family offices from static structures into dynamic ecosystems that create lasting impact. The frustration of dealing with hidden agendas, last-minute shocks, confused communication. Stop accepting that toxicity as normal. Command your family office to operate with an iron will on transparency. Demand systems that are so open, so clear, that ignorance becomes impossible. Hunt down old habits that protect secrets over success and crush them. Build rituals of transparency. Daily syncs, open dashboards, transparent risk logs. So natural that hiding becomes a relic. You want a family office that doesn't just hold wealth, but multiplies influence, multiplies legacy. You want to lead not from fear or control, but from empowered clarity. This is your call to arms. Embrace ruthless operational transparency. Make it the foundation stone of your leadership. Push it beyond policy into culture. Shatter illusions. Ignite radical accountability. Build systems and teams that can never be blindsided because light covers every corner. This is what separates the tired custodians clinging to yesterday's models from the true architects of future wealth. You're not here to pretend control exists behind locked doors. You're here to tear down the walls, connect the right people in unbreakable trust with clear sight and fierce purpose. To transform family offices into beacons of power, not from secrecy, but from radical dynamic transparency. The frustration stops here. The chaos ends now. Own your family office's truth. Live with it exposed and free. Grow from it relentlessly. Because in this raw openness lives your next leap, your real power, your legacy. Don't wait. Make transparency your fiercest strategy, your loudest message, your unstoppable force. No more shadows, no more silence, just pure, blazing leadership.